Hey guys, welcome back to another Kaiju number 8 video. Today we're gonna talk about the new character Sagan'S that has a limited banner over here. As you can see, she's a limited character with her limited weapon, the shield. And I did pull for her on my third multi-pull. I was able to get her and also her signature weapon. So let's talk about her. So first of all, she's a defender character, so our second 5-star defender character in the game, and she scales up by her defense. She also has 2 attributes, the blunt and also fire, which is great. Like Reno, if you have 2 attributes, will be super useful, especially in the future when we get like fire bosses and everything else. And with her skills, she does all the skills with 2 attributes, so that's great. First one just does regular damage, blunt, and fire to a single kaiju based on her defense. So that's the main thing. You wanna build her up based on her defense. Second skill, that taunts the enemy as a defender. This is great. She taunts the enemy, and this is the first skill that you want to use on the battle, so that you can protect your other allies and take all the damage for herself. And obviously, because of her high defense, she's not going to take lots of damage, and she also has this shield that applies to herself. And then the ultimate applies defense on herself again, so that the shield will be higher, and then applies attack to all of your allies, so buffs up your whole team, which is super great. And then deals damage to all of the kaijus, all of the enemy, and then has this follow-up skill as well. And then for the ultimate, she does the inner flame, that this unit's ultimate damage will increase, damage dealt will increase. And also a great thing is that counters a kaiju. So this is the first counter that we have in the game, and it's super fun. I always like countering characters. We also had this in Black Clover Mobile, and it's always fun. First passive skill, additional passive skill, revives. So that's super great. As a defender, you want to revive. And then second skill, after countering the enemy, you're gonna apply burn, so that you'll deal more damage, like continuous damage or dot burn damage on the enemy. And then the last additional passive, after activating ultimate, you're gonna heal for 5%, which is not much. Honestly, this is not much, and you want to level her up obviously as high as you can, but the last skill isn't that much, to be honest. Now let's talk about her dupes and the ascension. Obviously, the first ascension to get 1 dupe is super useful, because you're gonna increase the crit damage of all of your allies. So this is the most important part. She's already broken with just herself, but then having 1 dupe and ascension number 1 will be super insane. The second one is good, but not necessary. Third is just basic. And then number 4 is again super useful, because you're gonna have 3 turns of taunts instead of 2, and then also increase her crit rate. And then for the last one, if you can go all out, which I don't think you can as an F2P player, but then you're gonna have the shield on all of your allies, and that way your team is going to be super tanky for sure. But then yeah, that's 6 dupes and super hard to get. Now let's talk about her uniparts. Obviously you wanna scale up by defense. That's why you can see the first one is defense, second one is ultimate guard, so that you can buff up your whole team and also attack the enemy. And then fire damage, obviously super useful for her. I'm going bovine type because it's best for the defenders. Damage taken will be reduced, shield will increase, and also the defense will increase. That's why this is super useful for her. You can still go for like the crit damage and crit rate uniparts, but I think this one would be the best match. Now let's talk about her weapon. So we have 3 total shield weapons in the game for her. I have all 3. First one basic, second one not bad. I mean, effect res, that's okay. But then obviously if you can get the signature weapon for herself, then that would be super great, because you're gonna increase your crit rate, you're gonna increase the defense to gain more shield, and also increase your fire damage, and that's super useful. Now, a lot of people might ask, is it worth getting her or not? I would say yes, because at the moment we only have 2 5-star defenders, and it's always good to have a tanky unit in your team, especially for the fierce battle and also the later contents, so that they could carry out your team and then just deal the main damage with your main DPS, as we do have 2 really good main DPS, Reno and also Kaiju number 8 himself. And for her weapon, this is actually the downside. You need to have the signature weapon of herself to work out well, and unfortunately the weapon isn't available in the weapon exchange over here. But then if you did pick up summoning banner for Reno, and also like right now for Sagan'S Shinomiya, then you can get her signature weapon over here with 150 of the points, and that's a lot of summons for sure. But then based on that, you can either go for this one or get Reno's weapon if you don't have the Reno's weapon. So yeah, in total, she's a great unit. I know it might be super hard to get her at the moment with her signature weapon, especially since it's just a limited one and only available in the pickup banner, but she's super worth it in my opinion. I mean, having tank units in your team would be super great, and she made me clear the fierce battle super easy, and for that you just need to level up all your characters, and I didn't even use a full team. I just used her and again Narumi for like the first stage, and then I did Reno, Kaiju and others for the second stage. I'll make a video about the fierce battle later on, but in general she's a broken character and I think it's worth pulling for her. Let me know down in the comment section what are your thoughts on this character. Until next time, have fun and stay tuned.